Alright, it's time to give you guys a history of RPM. The original video I did 6 months ago was boring, dull, and uneducational. So, here is a quick glimpse from how I started till now. The first group I ever was in was a little group known as World Championship Wrestling Revamped. My first two matches were against D'Angelo Williams and Sin. I lost both of them. Why? Because I was a rookie. Okay, I was an amateur. I didn't know what I was doing. And basically, I was an amateur. Amateurs make their mistakes. Then I was added by Pamela Doctor and Gosh Taylor to FNS. At FNS, I became one of the main people there as a referee. I ref all matches, and I was as fair as I can be. Rick Pierce then took over the group due to his hatred of Kaji, and FNS died when Rick Arias was made admin. I watched that group die along with Sin and the rest of them. I then, in February, went to WKW. WKW was owned by Charlie Parker Humble. And in the beginning, me and him got along. I was also trained by Hunter Mifter the Punk, who is one of the true hardcore icons of WRP. So, on to February 2012. I was in 3 groups at the time. Beginning of the month, I started WKW. That was Charlie Parker Humble's group, like I said. And I teamed up with an unfortunate ally, with Rick Arias, when we formed his version of the NWO. That's when I truly saw Rick Arias and how cruel he can be up close and personal. Mid-February, I made a group called ECW Roleplay Revolutionize, Roleplay Resurrected. There you go. Roleplay Resurrected. That group would have been successful, probably would have been one of the bigger groups today if it wasn't for the dramatics in the beginning of when the group began, when I added CPH, Darius, and Sin. The worst moves I can do ever. And did I ever listen to Sin? No. Why? Because I thought Rick Arias was telling the truth. Shame on me. Then, I think in the beginning of March, I was added to Ali Abdel Wahab and Muhammad Al Ali's group known as Muhammad, better known as Cyber X Mo, WWE Universe. In WWE Universe, I was the general manager of ECW. I was a 9-time hardcore champion, and I rivaled with Himanshu Didwania. Not much happened that entire timeline. Then came April. April came. I met me and Jay Warren started talking more. Me and Sin started talking more. And towards the end of April, I get propositioned by Jay Prince Warren to combine ECW with Attitude. I didn't confirm it until May. May is when I became a full-time roster and co-owner of Attitude. That's basically how I came from and where I started from. Now we had a couple of unruly people that we had to deal with, crybabies, and etc. So basically, I've won matches, I've lost matches, and if I have to give a tip to an amateur in Attitude, this is my advice to you. When you start the group in Attitude, talk to the co-owners first. Try not to make yourself seem like a big shot. Do you want to become a WRPer? Ask one of us. We'll find you a trainer, and we will train you to get you where you are today. That's pretty much it. This is part 1. Part 2 will be sometime later. This will be the Attitude review, the real Attitude review.